is trying to murder you every second you're on it.
Pete with Backdraft Bikes. Speed triple double pirate. Let's go. Okay, so we're gonna get on the Speed Triple 1200 RR. I was told two things by the demo guy. Number one, be careful. Number two, refer to number one. And then the guy that was just riding it said, I love the noise that thing makes. Now this is not my type of bike because I'm essentially going to be laying down, face forward. Oh, my back's already starting to hurt, but this will be fun. What's happening, Grandpa? Santa Claus in the off season. This is not my type of bike, just to let you know.
Good luck.
Yeah, I will. Whoa. Oh. Speed Triple R. This bike is not comfortable. I'm going to tell you that right now, boys and girls. But this isn't what they make these for. Whoa, she has a GS? I'm also not geared up to ride this bike. Let's go. Oh, are you joking me? Dude. This bike is the fastest bike I've been on so far. I don't even know what the specs are on this bike. It's probably got like 8,000 horsepower. Yeah. So I'll throw the specs up on the screen and I'll change my pants really quick. So this makes a nice sound. So the red line on this is 11.5. It's fast. So I have this in road mode just because you're talking completely adjustable Olin suspension, electronically adjustable, I should say, and electronically dampening, as well as humongous Brembos front and back, and the new triple 1200 motor turned up. Man, this motor is this is a pretty good motor. They're using this motor across a lot of their different bikes, platforms on like the Tiger and stuff, but of course this one is tuned specially for racing, and the RR model is double pirate, so you know that's going to be good. The noise it makes is quite good. Of course, we get stuck behind a gold wing. That's not a joke. This bike to me really reminds me of the Daytona 2000 Daytonas. It's got the same feel to it as far as being hunched over, laid back, but I mean, it's good. It's good. Suspension wise, as far as this being a street bike goes, really doesn't feel that bad, actually. In fact, the Rocket 3R that I just rode, suspension was actually harsher on that one than this one. So I don't know what that's all about. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the mode. Gear down here. I'm going to change the mode to racing. Road, rider, rain, sport. Wow. This bike has an interesting fairing on it too. I noticed it kind of reminds me of some of the Thruxton R's when after they came out with them, they gave it the Stormtrooper look. And it's kind of the same thing with this one. This bike is too fast. This is left lane all the way. on the highway, I can tell you that right now. It's a little bit stiff, and I've noticed a difference since I put it into sport mode. The suspension definitely tightened itself up, but honestly, it's not bad. It's manageable as well. But road mode, actually, really, 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 really easy to go. I'm feeling the wind. Typically, the speed triples and the street triples are naked bikes. This bike is no exception. It's not fully fairing, but it does have the front cowling, so it gives a little bit more look to the fact that it might be less of a naked bike. But you're really hunched over. You got clip-ons. Wow, this is a suspension on this bike is tight. This is 0 to 60 and poop your pants, let me tell you. Excellent, excellent, excellent throttle response too. Not choppy at all. Of course, this bike doesn't have a lot of grunt down low like you'd be used to on the triples. Speaking over to the Tiger model as well that they're using this engine in, it has definitely got a different feel to it. You can tell that they've remapped this bike specifically for the street rider. Listen to this. Yeah, this is a cool setup. I mean, they're not pulling punches with the way that they've designed this bike. They want you planted, and they want weight over the front of the engine, over the front tire. They want weight so that you're not going to wheelie it up, but because this bike will come up very, very, very easily. You can feel it. Again, sport mode on the suspension, actually not bad for the bumpies. It's just the amount of power that this bike has is just wow, mind-blowing. And it's a different power band, obviously, than the larger displacement street bikes out there that I've ridden. So I was thinking there would be very little torque. There is a little bit of torque, but nothing to write home about. I mean, you got to wind it up a little bit. Quick shifting. As soon as you get above 7, the front tire is super loose. Super loose. You gotta love the sound of a triple. You gotta love it. It's how they take people out of anesthesia in the hospital. They put one of these bikes next to the bed and then they just go, he's awake. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I think if you were a little bit shorter, a couple inches, you'd actually be in the jet stream for the cowl, but I'm too tall, so I'm just getting it full facial blast of the wind. But again, still manageable for the suspension. I think that's my biggest surprise on this bike, because I've ridden quite a few sport bikes and this bike actually handles, even hitting these bumps, I'm not nervous about really leaning into them. The bike seems to handle all right. And the noise. Hello. Love you long time. Wow. Wow. For For such a light platform too, this bike is just really, really fast. A lot of carbon fiber on it as well. They're doing things to reduce weight. But riding this bike, I'm not totally putting all of my weight on the handlebars. It's kind of a neutral position, but the controls are slightly back, so it is a pretty cramped ride, especially for being a tall guy like myself. Now, I'm wearing ADV boots. Just to talk about the shifting on this, it's actually really, really, really good. Very positive feeling engagement, not hard to reach, even wearing boots, not hard to reach at all. So that's great. I've ridden some sport bikes and you almost have to heel toe the thing. And the quick shifter on this really makes a difference. Like, really makes a difference. Here we go. You ready? Oh my word. Smooth as butter. So easy to shift with the quick shift, and the bike rocks. I mean, it's just going, and it wants to go. As soon as you get about 5,000, 5,500 RPMs, you can really feel the power come on. And you just tuck down, and you can feel it, and it's a beautiful thing. This thing would give the BMW S1000 a run for its money. It really would. Because this is a fast bike. Yeah, this is a really fast bike. I would actually put this right next to it and do a ride. I think that bike might be a little faster, and you have an extra cylinder, but they're pretty, it would be pretty close. It wouldn't be a landslide victory for sure. Wow. So nice. Now, the styling on this bike too is not bad to look at. I feel like the Street Triples used to be the upright Street Fighter, and they kind of have gotten away from that now. They're starting to more closely resemble the old Daytonas and more of a street bike category. And I think if you want more of a Street Fighter look, you actually have to go into one of their other models, and this bike is now kind of morphed into the Street Fighter. So, but that's okay. I mean, if that's what you're going for, this bike's morphed more into the crotch rocket style, and that's okay. If that's what you're going for, this bike will fill the bill. But it's partially naked, so you kind of lose the hooligan look when you put the cowling on it, and of course the back end is fairing too. So, but wow, what a cool bike! What a cool bike! Have you had a chance to ride one of these? I'd be interested on your observations as well. I think this bike is too much. Too much power. But manageable power. Unlike the 442 that's in front of us. Those are awesome cars. Clean too. If you were to take this on any distance of a ride though, you're going to be feeling it. So just be aware, this is almost like a track bike type of thing. It'd be fun to cruise down, but I mean, I'd give you the max ride of an hour, and then I'd be searching for a place to pull off because it's tight. But if you lay down and tuck into this and you start whipping this through the twisties, you're gonna get some satisfaction from that for sure. All right, we'll do a quick 360 of the bike when we get pull in here and give you my concluding thoughts. Coming in hot. I crossed the finish line.